I don't get this concept that people go around here talking about that Gen X are the worst grandparents ever made. Fuck no. First and foremost, part of the problem is that you created a seed and planted a seed that you did not want to motherfucking water, or you were not ready to water. I don't know what kind of parent you thought you had, and I don't know what kind of parent you thought we had, but who the fuck you think trained us? Okay? And back in our day, when we stood with our grandparents, it was 10 times worse than when we were staying with our parents, because who the fuck you think trained them? You see, you need to understand that we did not have a grandparent that was leave it to beaver. I think that that's what you think what the fuck was going on, but ain't no way that was going on, okay? Because the real quick beatdown that we would get from our grandparent was 10 times worse than the ones that we would get from our parent, okay? Because they used twitches, extension cords, sticks, and bats. And they were not baking motherfucking cookies the way that you think that they were. They weren't Betty fucking Crocker. We were eating rice, beans, and meat just the way that we were eating rice, beans, and meat in my mother's house, okay? That gentle parenting shit, that shit was not motherfucking happening. And I don't know where you got the idea from that grandparent was taking care of us for free, because the only way that grandparent was going to take care of us was if our mother and father had to go to motherfucking work and hustle just like the way that we hustling right now. And that's the reason that we can't pick up and take care of your kids, because I think that the expectation is that it wasn't enough that we gave up our whole youth to raise you. Now you want me to give up the best years of my life to help you raise your kids? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Where did you get that idea from? Our goal right now is to make sure that we save enough for retirement, because we know how expensive life is. Our goal right now is not to leave you with the burden of having to take care of us once we get old. Our goal right now is to make sure that we have enough money to be comfortable in our retirement, so that way we don't have to go live with you, because you could barely take care of your kids. How the fuck you gonna take care of us, right? Our goal right now is not to have to rely to go into a retirement home because we don't have a motherfucking choice. You understand? We're trying to do better, but there's this misconception that we're supposed to give up our whole life so that you can live yours. You see, you didn't listen to us when we told you that you shouldn't have kids young, that you should travel, that you should enjoy your life, that you should get an education, although the education is very iffy right now, right? Because education is very expensive, or that you at the very least should get a trade, that you should live your best life and not become us, because our whole goal in life was to make sure that you did better than us, just like we did better than our parents. You understand what I'm saying? But there's this misconception that we somehow had these wonderful grandparents when we were growing up, when they were 10 times worse than our actual parent, because who the fuck you think trained us, right? And that's the thing. And I don't know if you think that because we're a parent, we're supposed to carry with you for the rest of our life. Baby, we planted the seed, we watered the seed, we watched it grow. Now it's time for you to do the same. The same way that we had to carry with you everywhere is the same way that you're supposed to carry with your kids everywhere. Because at the end of the day, I don't know how long you think your parents are going to be on this earth. And it ain't going to be long, because life is short, it's fast, and it's ruthless, right? And we can't sit here to pick up all the broken pieces for you for the rest of your motherfucking life, because how do you become an adult? At what point do you start taking responsibility for your actions? What happens to you the day that we gone? Who the fuck is going to take care of you then? You see? Gentle parenting is not going to motherfucking work this way. And that's part of the problem with y'all. Not only do you want us to give up our life to take care of your kids, but now you want us to gentle parent, your kids, because you think that the way that we raised you was wrong. Look, I'm not saying that some of you guys didn't have good parents and that they should have not been parents to begin with. I'm just saying you giving us a lot of motherfucking flack for not standing back, standing down to take care of your kids. And then on top of that, you expect us to do that for free. So where the fuck is our income supposed to come from to take care of our household? Y'all better do better, know better, learn better, because at some point your kids are going to be grown up and they're going to be just as ungrateful as you, and then you're going to remember who the fuck your parent was. That's all I got for you.